Hey guys, and welcome to or back to my channel.
It's just beginning. Feel your heartbeat faster. Reach out and find her. Happily ever after. Find your happily ever after.
So today I have a list of to and not to pack for your Disney college program. I'm super excited to make this video because it's kind of one that I wish I had seen before going down to my first Disney college program. If you are new to the channel, hi, my name is Jenna and I am a participant on the 2023 Summer Cultural Exchange Program, which is the Canadian equivalent of the Disney college program. I did participate in the program last year in 2022 and got as far as packing for my program in 2020 before it was canceled. So I've packed 3 times, gone once, and I learned a lot, and I'm actually actively packing for my second program right now. So I'm definitely not an expert, but I wanted to come in and give you guys any tips and tricks that I have. A couple of my friends have. I meant to make this video a couple months ago and had a couple of my friends help out in this ultimate list for you guys, but we are finally filming it now because I actually leave for my program in like 3 or 4 days. So yeah, before I get started, I did want to say that this is not like a packing list. A lot of what you're actually going to get in your bag is based off of what you already own and your needs. But these are things that I think you can definitely skip from my experience as someone who overpacked last year and what I didn't end up using to things that I wish I had those first couple days and I'm packing this year, or things that I brought last year that ended up being very helpful. And as always, if you guys have any questions, definitely comment those down below. I will try my best to answer you. So getting right on into this, I wanted to start with the things that you should not pack. And these are definitely from experience of either my experience or my friends' experience of things that you do not need or don't need excessive amounts of. So the first one being sneakers. If you're a sneakerhead and you wear sneakers all the time, bring 1 or 2 pairs. Florida is hot even in the cold season, even over winter. So the likelihood that you're gonna wear a lot of sneakers is really dependent on you. I'm definitely an Air Force One girly when I am home, and I brought my Air Force Ones and I did not put them on my feet one time. So I brought 1 pair of sneakers and then did not wear them at all. You're gonna be wearing your work shoes most of the time, obviously the full time you're at work, and your feet get so hot and sweaty inside work shoes. You're working away, the shoes just get destroyed. Like with any job, I knew this going into working there because I've worked service industry before. When you get off, honestly, you're just wanting to wear sandals. Definitely keep in mind that you might not wear sneakers, but I do suggest potentially if you are a sneaker person, bring 1 pair. Have those there for you because also sneakers are hard to pack and they take up a lot of room in your apartment. On the same vein is sweaters. Obviously, if you are going for the fall into winter, this is going to be a little bit different. Bring 1 or 2 sweaters. If you are going for the summer, you don't really need sweaters. Yes, aircon can be cold. The evenings aren't that chilly in the summer. It stays hot the entire time. It is humid. In the winter, even then, a jacket and long sleeves, more layering pieces is better than just bringing sweaters. I've seen it with my own eyes of people who brought multiple sweaters because that's what you wear at home. You're probably not going to wear them when you're down there. And also a large amount of Disney merch is going to be spirit jerseys and sweaters. So the likelihood that you are going to want to buy them is really high, and then you have those as well as the ones you brought. They take up a lot of space. Bring 1 or 2. If you can bring something layerable, a zip up hoodie or even a quarter zip or a cardigan, that's going to be the best bet because if you're a little chilly in your apartment because of the aircon, you can just throw that on over top of something. It will get a lot of use instead of bringing multiple sweatshirts, multiple crew necks, because inevitably, even if you go down in the summer, you will be buying sweatshirts and spirit jerseys. Believe me from experience. The next one was last year, I packed a ton of nail polish, specifically gel nail polishes, and like half my makeup collection, which is impressive because I have my makeup in Alex drawers. You do not need that much because at the end of the day, you're just gonna get into a routine. I think a lot of people going into the Disney college program pack the same way that they would for a vacation, which I say because that is 100% how I packed for my Disney college program. I was like, I'm gonna do my makeup every day. I thought I was gonna be doing my makeup every day and wanting to feel beautiful and everything. And well, that is completely true. Honestly, your skin does so much better in the humidity and stuff than potentially where you live. Like I live in Canada and my skin is horrible all year round from our weather. but Florida, my skin thrived. I felt like I could focus more on the skincare, which was definitely needed in Florida because you are so sweaty and hot all the time. Washing your face, doing a little self-care with face masks every once in a while was way better than putting on makeup every day. So bring a small amount. How I did it for this program and how I pack for vacations is I do a face of makeup as I put stuff into that makeup bag, and that's all I'm gonna bring. I might bring a couple of extra things like colorful graphic eyeliners, some face glitter, and like one fun eyeshadow palette. But at the end of the day, you're likely not gonna do your makeup as much as you do on a trip. It's gonna melt off. I will be coming out soon with a video all about the makeup that I actually packed for this program and how I did my makeup last summer with some tips on trying to keep it stay in Florida while you're working and everything. The likelihood that you're gonna have the time is also very low. You're gonna wanna spend the time in the park, so you probably won't be painting your nails as much or doing that full face of makeup. Now, this next one is something that was like actually really hard to remind myself while I was packing this year, because it's really hard for me. When I go on vacations, I plan each of my outfits to like the park I'm going to and theme it. And in the end, 90% of the time I'm wearing a graphic tee because that is what Disney sells and that's what Disney small shops sell, everything like that. So I thought I was gonna be wearing jean shorts and a graphic tee every single day. You do not need a pile of graphic t-shirts. Again, this has been hard for me to convince myself this year packing. Last year I packed like, I don't even know how many, but like probably 25 graphic tees, which sounds insane, but it's so easy to add up while you're packing because you're like, oh, I want that Tower of Terror one. I want that Winnie the Pooh one. I want the Halloween ones because I'm gonna be there over Halloween. You will probably buy a couple while you're there and you won't be wearing them that often because they're just not practical, especially if you're over the summer term. You're gonna be wearing other things than in the winter. You're gonna be wearing those sweaters, long sleeves, and spirit jerseys that you buy on your program. So bring a couple of those graphic tees that you really, really love and you know that you're gonna wear all the time, and ones that are great for pictures or the aesthetic, but definitely don't bring all of them. If you do find that you're having friends or family visit throughout your program, it's a great opportunity to switch out those graphic tees if they're willing to bring you some and then bring others home. So yeah, that's that. My next thing to not pack for your Disney College program is an excessive amount of decor. My friend Brooke of Parter's Brooks World has a great TikTok on this, which I 100% suggest go watching. So I just want to touch on this very lightly because you can go watch your TikTok on this idea. But again, this is one that is really hard for me because I love interior decorating. For a long time in my life, I thought I was actually going to go to school for interior decorating, and I didn't, but that still means that it's something that I absolutely adore. And it's so easy when you get your dorm, when you move into your first apartment, you don't think of the practical things that you're going to need for that apartment. At least for me, I found that the second that you think about it, it's, oh, how am I going to decorate my room? How am I going to do this? Instead of things that actually work for you. Same thing with moving to the Disney College program. It is so easy to get wrapped up in how you're going to decorate your room at Flamingo, but it's important to remember that lots of decorations that you are going to want to bring are either going to be heavy or delicate to transport, and that could either mean if you're driving and using like a roof bag, they might get wet and ruined. So you really have to think about whether or not you're willing to risk that. So instead of bringing like a whole bunch of picture frames to put up on the wall, maybe just bring some prints that you got printed at Walmart, tack this up with some tape. Otherwise, I do suggest trying to have your decorations that you're thinking of doing be practical decorations. And I know a lot of people do ear walls, which is absolutely amazing. You just need a couple command hooks, the little metal ones, bend it down slightly, then you can just put them on. Or Amazon does have great ear hooks on Amazon.com, which I will have a link down below. Those are a great way to decorate your room while also being practical and extending storage within your apartment, because the spaces are small, which is also why you don't want to bring too much decor because it can very easily look cluttered. Now I want to discuss some things that you should pack, and a lot of these might seem very self-explanatory, but I think that they're still great things to just mention, talk about, because maybe you didn't think of them. Again, I think all of us instantly go to like clothing and how we pack for a vacation, and not necessarily how you're gonna pack to move into Flamingo Crossing and the things that are gonna be useful for that experience, because it is slightly different than moving into a regular apartment because it's partially furnished. You're moving into, it's like moving into a dorm, you're moving in with people, but you have the responsibility of your bathroom and a kitchen. So kind of like the things that you shouldn't bring, obviously, that This is my opinion when you're packing for the Disney College program. This isn't like a be-all end-all list. And if you don't want to buy these things and want to just buy them when you're down there, which you probably still will, I just wanted to show you guys like my must-haves, and some of it's gonna be common sense. But my first thing is sunscreen. This is my biggest sunscreen that I'm bringing down after my experience last summer. I have Neutrogena like fine mists, and then I also have the Hydro Boost face sunscreen with niacinamide. So this is a lot of sunscreen. And I am going to go through all of this and probably even more throughout my time over the summer. Sunscreen is so important. I hear the argument all the time of I don't burn. I don't really burn either, but it is so important to have good sunscreen. The UV index is always going to be insane in Florida. You're going to use more than you think, and having some in your work bag and your park bag is so important. You're going to go through a lot of sunscreen. It is so surprising how quickly it dissipates, and it's also very expensive once you get down there, because remember, you are surrounded by tourists. So if you're able to go to like a Costco, Sam's Club, or find it on sale before you actually go down, I would start collecting it and bring that down there with you, because it's gonna be insane. And in the same vein, sunburn relief. If you do burn, this is great to have. It is very hard to find around Flamingo. My roommate last year did burn in our first couple of days, and we went on a hunt. If you can get some with lidocaine, that is obviously the best. It is always sold out at Target. We had a hard time finding it everywhere around property, because tourists come down, they get a burn, they need to buy it. So all the stores around Disney World and Universal tend to be sold out. So bring some with you. This one I actually bought in California because I did not take my own advice and needed to buy some when I was in California last month. I brought this home from California and bringing it back into the US for my college program. In the same vein as the sunscreen, bring a ton of deodorant. I highly recommend like a spray antiperspirant. I personally love Dove or the Secret Women's. Dove also makes a really good men's one. The spray aerosol cans are just gonna be so much better than stick, in my opinion, because it's so hot. The stick is just gonna clog your pores and feel messy and feel icky, where the spray you'll just spray on and it'll stay all day without having as much residue or anything thick inside your armpits. This, again, you will be surprised how much you're going to use, because you'll probably reapply multiple times a day because it is hot as stinky. You're sweating constantly. There's no way around it. And also, unless you have a car, going to that Walgreens and mini Target right at Flamingo, maybe the super Target on the bus whenever it does that route. But it is so expensive around Flamingo. So expensive. Buy a whole bunch when it's on sale before you go. You're gonna need it. In the what not to pack, I told you not to pack too many graphic tees. So that might make you think, what should I wear? Because in that, I'm like, a lot of pretty dresses you're probably not gonna wear. I learned this the hard way last summer. I brought like 2 Align tank tops and like 1 pair of athletic shorts, because I was like, I'll just wear these to the gym. And everything else was graphic tees and sundresses like this one and jean short. I ended up buying a whole new wardrobe, which is the entirety of what I'm bringing down to Florida this year with me, because it's just a very different ball game. Luckily, this summer 2023, the athletic clothes, athletic dresses is all the rage. Those like one-piece romper things, all the rage. That is most likely what you'll wear in the parks, and that is something that you should definitely pack, because you're gonna want something that is sweat wicking and just comfortable. So like, just to show you guys, so like things like this is a Lululemon Wonder Train. I have a ton of Align, and then like from like Aritzia or Target, whatever, dupes work great. Girls, wearing a bra underneath clothes in the heat is so annoying. Built-in bras are a godsend. Absolute godsend. But yeah, athletic clothes are probably what you're gonna live your entire summer in, to make sure that you're packing as much as possible. Now, I told you not to pack too many sneakers, so what's the alternative to that? And that is comfortable sandals / Crocs. I absolutely adore Crocs. I have tons of them, but I completely understand they're not everybody's bag. But they're just easy to slip on. You get sweat through them. They are quite comfortable in the parks. I know that lots of people disagree with me on that. I think they're comfortable in the parks, and I will be wearing them all summer this summer. And I had literally like 10 pairs with me last summer. But my other piece of advice is Tevas, however you want to pronounce it. This is my white pair, just to show you guys. I have turned so many people onto these because they are such a great park sandal. Skechers has a great pair. Anything that like this that is good. I also recommend bringing a very cheap pair of flip-flops. I literally bought this pair yesterday from Old Navy. They were $3. And then I actually had points, so I got them for free because they're just great for walking around Flamingo, going quickly to the store, going to the pool, something that you don't mind getting ruined. So the next thing I recommend packing is a small amount of Tide Pods. This is actually a fairly large one, which I have emptied other pods into. I actually got samples at Costco throughout shopping. Did this last year and this year. This bag is just from the dollar store and came with 9 pieces, which I've added 3 to that were samples at Costco. So if you find those amazing, but having a couple to like wash your sheets when you first get there, especially if it's your first program, you might not, and you're buying those when you get there or didn't want to take them out of the packaging to make them bigger before transporting them. This way you can just throw them straight into the washer when you get to Flamingo, as well as any clothing that you might have worn while you traveled. Because like for me, I'm taking a 4-day road trip to get down there because I have to drive 24 hours. These come in great handy to be able to do washing right away and not have to worry about getting them your first shop when you're also buying a million other things. In the same vein, toilet paper. Flamingo does come partially furnished, but one of the things you're not gonna have is toilet paper. So I've just packed 2 rolls into a little baggie. This is just so that I have toilet paper when I first get into my room. This just means that you can use the bathroom in your room right away. You have at least 1 roll, 2 like I do. Just throw it in your backpack if you're flying. I'm in my car, so this is just gonna pop in my car. But I know other people on their move-in day had to go to the community centers to use the bathrooms there. This just allows everyone to go, and if you're moving into a room with a roommate already, great. If not, you have some toilet paper. So this next thing may seem a little bit silly, but it is also one of my park essentials. So I have this, which is Body Glide, but also already packed. I have one called Surfer Solve. This is like a special stick. It's kind of like a deodorant. This one's the for her, there's for men, doesn't really matter, but they are anti-chafing sticks to go between your legs or anywhere else you may need them, and moisturizes the skin, keeps it nice. The Surfer Solve version is a little bit more expensive, but it's made specifically for surfers and has like aloe in it and other things. If you already have chafing, it can go on prevent further chafing, but also help heal the chafing you have. This for move-in day is going to be so helpful because it's going to be hot. You're going to be moving things back and forth, doing a lot, and then throughout your program. Highly recommend having this. Most costumes are going to be a little uncomfortable, not the best, and also long park days are hard. It is a very different thing than living your day-to-day life wherever you're from. I actually have mine little baggie that goes from park bag to park bag. My next tip is a small bar of soap / a small bit of dish soap. If you are able to put some dish soap into like a little travel container, that's going to be amazing. A bar of soap for the bathroom. Again, you are not going to have soap in your bathroom when you first arrive, and might not be something that you do on your very first shop. I actually don't have mine here because my family has an owner's locker, which is a service where you can put everything in a bin. They pick it up from a Disney resort and drop it back off when you go to your next Disney resort. And in that, I take the little dish soaps from Disney Deluxe resorts. We hide them, and then we get a new one whenever the mousekeeping comes in. And then also little soaps from hotels, I collect those and bring those with me to start my DCP. I will eventually buy dish soap and regular soap, but this just means that that first day I can do dishes, wash my hands when I go to the bathroom, and again, don't have to go to the community center. Takes up a very little room and it will save your life, trust me. My next thing is a rain poncho. Disney rain ponchos aren't that expensive, and you will get a cast discount on top of that once you have a cast discount. However, last year going into my program, I was very serious on buying a rain jacket, which I did do. Unfortunately, mine wasn't totally rainproof somehow, even though it was like a North Face jacket. But also, a rain jacket is heavy to wear in Florida on hot days. A rain poncho is just gonna be that perfect thing. It fits in your bag. You can carry it around. You can buy them on Amazon that come with little compression baggies for them. Just make sure that if you do use one on a park day, that you're drying it out in between, because they can get very stinky and very moldy. But you can get them for cheap on Amazon or other stores, even the dollar store. And you can avoid buying the Disney ones in the park, which obviously you're paying a premium for. My next thing is command strips. They will be sold out at every store around Flamingo at move-in. So I am bringing ones from last year and new ones that I've bought to replenish. I have ones that are for ears that are just like little metal ones that I folded further down, some of the Velcro ones, little ones for fairy lights, and more heavy duty ones for the kitchen. I have this baggie to bring down. This way anything I do have for my walls or anything like that, organization stuff that I want to put up, I can put up at move-in, get settled quickly, and I don't have to fight with everybody trying to buy these when you first get down there, because everyone will want them. From my experience last year, they are sold out, so get these. So I mentioned that the kitchen is furnished, and you've probably heard it a million times before, but that doesn't mean that it has everything that you want it to, and I don't suggest not bringing things. If you have some Tupperware that you can get, bring it. I bought this one actually at Target for like $3 last year. Has 2 sections, comes with a fork. Perfect for bringing lunches with you to work, because you're gonna want to have them. The cafeteria food is exciting when you first get there, but gets very old very quickly. Having something you can bring is very nice. Also, if you're doing the program on a budget, not having to buy food every time you're in the park is amazing. So having something that you can bring it in is great. I actually have a lot more Tupperware upstairs where I'm packing, but definitely bring some Tupperware because Flamingo does not provide that. Reusable straws. This is just a baggie I got at Costco years ago. I actually have 2 different baggies of this, and it comes with a variety of different shapes, sizes of straws. These are all metal ones with nice little rubber tops to them that fit nicely in this bag that I can either use at my apartment, which I have other fun straws for the apartment, but I bring these into the parks because Disney has paper straws everywhere. And it's very nice to use a straw. For cutlery in your apartment, you're gonna get 8 forks, 8 knives, 8 spoons. So I do have these little containers. They're just from Amazon. I will have them linked down below, but also on my Amazon storefront, both the Canadian and US version for you guys. But this just has a fork, spoon, knife, and chopsticks in a nice little container that you can bring into the parks, bring to work with you, everything. They're dishwasher safe. If you use your dishwasher at Flamingo, I don't know many people who actually ended up using it, but it just is very helpful. Love these. Kitchen stuff, there's a couple of other things that I do recommend either buying quickly when you get down there, but might be hard to find again. Things get sold out because there's basically a move-in every single Monday, so it's hard for stores to keep up with all of this stuff. So if you're able to bring this stuff right off the bat, it's going to be easier for you and you'll have it right away to get started. So I do recommend bringing a Brita water bottle or getting a Brita when you first get down there, because it's infamous Florida water. And no, unfortunately, Flamingo's water isn't much better. So definitely have a Brita. You need to stay hydrated on the Disney College program. Your leaders and cords will drill this into you, but I don't think that like until you have an instance where you're dehydrated, you kind of realize you need to drink 2 to 3 times more than you are used to drinking at home. I personally don't even drink water and stuff as much as I should at home. You drink so much on the Disney College program and you should be constantly drinking. So having a Brita that has cold water and everything, and something, or just can have that fresh filtered water taste for you, something that you will actually drink, is so important on the Disney College program. Also for your kitchen, there is no cutting knives. So if you can get a cheap set, I'm bringing a set that my roommate and I, Zoe, bought last year down with me. So a good set of knives and some cutting boards. We kind of found it hard to find the knives and the cutting boards. So if you can bring those, definitely the better. You can find cutting boards at your local dollar store and just bring them down. They honestly don't take up any room. Bring like those tiny like little sheet ones. They're good enough, get you through. Also, go to IKEA if you have an IKEA near you. They have a 2-pack of frying pans, non-stick. The frying pans and pots and stuff that Flamingo provides are not great, and the likelihood that somebody has mistreated them before you get there, so they're not even worse, is very high. So if you're able to bring some of your own, and I bought very cheap IKEA ones this year. Last year I bought like a $10 one from Target halfway through my program and ended up giving it away to somebody at the end of my program. Those are going to be lifesavers. There's other little things that are going to come up. Like I think everyone buys those 25-cent cups, bowls, and plates from Target because the bowls are tiny at Flamingo, the cups are tiny at Flamingo, and again, you should be drinking and the bowls need to actually fit the food you're eating. So there's that. And my last thing on the Florida water, if you have like Mio or anything like that, so I have Mio and Kool-Aid in this baggie, something that will make the water taste better so that you actually drink it, definitely bring that. And then something else that is so helpful, you have to stay hydrated at work. I just pop one of these into my work water bottle. These are Hydrolyte electrolyte powders. Pop these into your water and it helps you stay hydrated and everything on the job. I'm working in attractions this year, so this is going to be extra important because I will be outside every once in a while. But they're just packets. You find these in like the pharmacy section, and they are great to have. Disney does provide some, but they're more for like rescue situations, and then they have pops if you are dehydrated, but again, therefore if you are already dehydrated and you might need to go home to save you from passing out or anything worse happening. So bringing some of these, having them from the start, it's going to be very important, especially if you are in a park location. Your first day is going to be a tour of the park. It's going to be 4 hours on your feet in the sun. Have a water bottle with one of these in it, and that should keep you good before you actually get to your work location. So that is my list of things that I think that you should and shouldn't pack. I hope that at least like one of these things was potentially something you didn't think of and helped you with your planning for your program. Obviously, again, this isn't a complete list and I don't know everything, but I just wanted to help some people. It is inevitable that you will probably overpack. Keep that in mind when you're picking things. You're gonna be down there, you're gonna see new things, you're gonna wanna buy things. And yes, maybe packing enough so you don't feel like having to buy things, but at the end of the day, you're probably going to, and you want the space to bring all of that home, but also having the things to set you up for success when you first get there is so important. And some of this stuff I didn't know until I actually lived it, and now I know, and I'm setting myself up for success for my second program. I may make another one of these videos when I get home from my second program that's even more refined, but for now those are my tips and my advice and the things that I think are so important for you to have when you first get down there and what you should pack, because the Disney College program is such a unique experience. It's a very unique living experience. I have lived at home through university, lived away through university, had my own apartment through university, and I go to Disney every year. I can very safely say that the Disney College program is very unique, and the needs that you have while on the program are going to be very unique. So yeah, I hope that this helped you guys. If you are new to the channel, definitely subscribe down below and join this little family. I make ton of Disney College program content, and I already have a ton on my channel that you can check out if you are interested. You can also follow me on Instagram, because that is the best place to see what is going on. Probably when this video comes out, I will be on my program already enjoying myself, so you can see everything that's going on there. I try to keep my stories as up to date as possible. So I don't want to keep you guys any longer. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.